Welcome back, everyone, to the best podcast in New York. This episode of the Assassin Cast is for the week of May 7th, 2018. Wow, we're in May already, Dan.
Hey,
Check
oh,
that shit out. I'm Jeremy Malaspina, accompanied by my co host, the one and only Dan McCarthy. And
it's
we
good.
have a fucking crazy amount of topics this week. And speaking of these topics, we're going to be going over the following. All right, in movies, we're gonna just touch on Disney's reported earnings for this year, which we'll see just how good they're doing. Dan just did a little extra bit of research on that. We're also going to be speaking on Luke Cage Season 2, the announcement with the June 22nd release. We're going to discuss that, give our thoughts on the matter. We're going to also speak about, I can't even believe this is on the fucking topic list.
I already know what it is.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure Part 3. Oh my god. I swear to God, I was not scraping the barrel for these topics. This just popped up. And it just kind of follows this reboot fucking thing we got going on the last 17 podcasts. Oh my god. I
Yeah,
wrote, it's funny, I wrote, Jesus, we can't get away from the reboots, thoughts. And it's funny, the topic list is usually just for me and Dan. It's not like we give a transcript of it. So it's kind
yeah.
of just like between us, and I wrote, Jesus, we
I
cannot get
can't.
away from this fucking shit. And following that, we have Solo, a Star Wars story. We haven't actually spoke on that. This has been in the news and everything, but we haven't gave our thoughts on it. And we're going to speak on the relevance in the saga. I think that's the best way to go about it because everybody's going to give their thoughts, but we're going to speak really on the relevance in the Star Wars saga, if it's even really needed.
It's not.
Yeah. Later on in gaming, we're going to speak about the FTC coming down on Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo for their bullshit warranty stickers, void if removed. That's air quotes
Yeah.
for our audio listeners. We're also going to talk
Definitely.
Everspace on the Xbox One X. They have a downloadable content which is in 4K. Oh shit.
I enjoy 4K.
Oh yeah, so we always got a 4K topic in here, but yeah. And then finally, our questions are answered on the Nintendo's Virtual Console for the Switch. We explain and discuss, and I
Ugh.
actually might pull that up on my phone so I can give some accurate shit for the people that want to know the actual everything on the matter because we've
Yeah,
breezed
get your
on
credit
it.
card ready.
Yeah, exactly. Oh
Tits.
yeah, exactly. So we'll go more in depth, and then this one was interesting, and there is an extra topic if we're gonna get to it. I'm actually gonna say what it is this time because it's if we don't get to it, it's 2 weeks that we didn't get to speak on it. But the first is Crash Bandicoot N Sane trilogy, the release date that has been moved up from July 10th to June 29th. Sorry, I'm getting caught up on my words. For the other platforms, that's not regarding the PlayStation, including the Switch and the Xbox One. We're going to give our thoughts and we're going to talk more about it because there is something interesting I found out about it. So we'll go into depth about that. And the mystery topic that we didn't get to talk about is SNK reveals their new product, the Neo Geo Mini arcade with pictures. And I don't know if that was leaked, but
I
I
think it
got
was.
some information on it. I'm pretty sure, yeah, from what I
Yeah.
read, I think it was leaked, but it was leaked by them to a certain person, and then the information got out. So we're gonna talk about that. Um, we're gonna talk about if it's worth it. There is another topic on here, but it's not news that's time sensitive, so we'll add it in later. It's not actually not on your topic list, Dan. I
hmm
added in later. Uh, it has to do with Monster Hunter, but we'll talk about that next week. All right. Any news in your world? Damn, it's a long fucking podcast. That took
That was a long podcast right
shit.
there.
It
Talk
took
about running
5
time.
minutes to fucking bring it in, but yeah. Any news?
No, same shit, different day. Still trying to play some games. Checking out the ones you showed me too.
Right,
What was it?
right.
Sonoas? Is that how you say it? I didn't know how to pronounce it. I'm sure
Oh
I'm gonna butcher it,
shit. I have to
but it's
look at it to say it.
you guys can look. It is a lot of like. I can't. It's tough for me sometimes because the games do look phenomenal,
Oh
but they
yeah,
always show you the 4K like video inside the game. They don't show
right.
me the gameplay. And when I noticed on that one game, there was like a quick sequence where they showed it, and I was kind of like, eh. But
Yeah,
still,
it looks
it's you're paying more for like I said, even like Call of Duty. I love the cinematics, and then
yeah,
I
that's
don't even see
exactly
my
what
guy. I
it is.
just see the front of his gun.
It's
As far as you,
Sun Sauce Sacrifice. I don't even think. Oh,
yeah,
Hellblade. Hellblade
Hellblade, yeah.
Sun Sauce. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
Sacrifice, yeah. So
Sacrifice.
I'm looking into that because I'm
Yeah,
pretty much done with Witcher, so that's always good.
what's interesting about that. When I told you about it, I actually saw it in 4K because I was on
Yeah,
YouTube
so
on my TV, and I was like, "Wow, that looks awesome." That's why I
really,
told you to look it up. It looks fucking incredible. I don't know about the storyline. I don't really think I played that series before. I think that's
neither
part
have
of the
I.
series, so
It
I'm
has
not
to be.
sure.
Yeah, there's too much more.
Right.
But before we get too much into gaming, right?
Yeah,
The first topic,
exactly.
what did we talk about today? We went into because I looked
Okay.
it up before with you, the
Yeah. So.
Disney's earnings, which I'm sure, like I said, none of our listeners are going to be surprised. They exceeded expectations,
Oh
and
yeah.
even though their expectations were astronomical, I think they expected to earn about a little over 6 billion. I think it was like I told you the exact was 6.09,
Yeah.
but then they ended up clearing like about 6.2. So in the end, they made
Right.
about like I said, anywhere between 250 to 200 million more than they expected.
And I
But
think
either
that's
way, it's incredible.
before Infinity War. Matter of
Oh, of
fact.
course, but I don't know what the expectations for that would have been. This was more about just
Yeah.
how big Black Panther was. But again,
Exactly.
I'm kind of surprised. I guess they always try to edge on the air, be on the air caution, be like, is it going to be as good? But they should have known. They had a big
Exactly.
turnout.
Yeah.
The second like I told you, I was never a big fan of Black Panther, but I knew right away because when
Mhm.
you saw him in Civil War, I'm like, that movie's going to come out and kill it. And like you said, they still have so many more coming.
Oh yeah.
They'll still have Ant Man vs. Wasp. They'll still have, and I'm not sure the release date, but I'm sure other people that watch are like Captain Marvel and stuff like that. Once they have all these movies roll out, and again, more Disney,
It's all
they're just gonna be
Disney.
killing it. We
Disney
all
is
know it.
just like the monopoly of the movie industry.
Yeah.
We said on one of our older podcasts I was actually just listening to on my way home, we were talking about how Disney had 9 out of the top 10 grossing films.
Yep.
And what's interesting is this topic is their reported earnings, which actually, which made me laugh, is a topic suggested by the wife. She's the one that
Yeah.
said, "Hey, Disney's earnings is going to be coming up," and I was like, "Oh,
Think
it's good
about
for the
that.
podcast."
6 billion. That is incredible.
It's
And that's like you said,
unbelievable.
without Infinity War, which grossed roughly almost $300 million in its first weekend.
Hmm.
So a third of a billion on that alone.
And
So in the end, that movie could end up surpassing them to be like, 15 to 20% of their total earnings could be just from Infinity War alone, which is another incredible. It's just a lot of money.
it
That's why these
is
movies have like, there's no wallet. It's just free for all, which is
right.
actually good for us. You hope the
Well,
creative side of it will stay the same, but
well,
still, they can pump as much money as they want.
that's the thing. They got the money to do whatever they want to do. So we're gonna get some quality content for the franchises that they own. One of
Hmm.
them being Fox. That was the other link I included in our topic list was their buyout of Fox is included in that earnings for this fiscal year. So, the benefit of them owning the Fox properties, I think they only had the only things that Fox kept for themselves were the news, Fox News, and I think any of the football, like anything NFL
Yeah, well, that
related,
makes sense.
is something that they kept. But for everything else, Disney owns that shit now.
Well, Disney owns ESPN too.
So yeah, oh yeah, I know.
Yeah,
They own a lot of different shit. They're fucking a
incredible.
conglomerate. It was funny. I sent you that meme with Mickey Mouse holding the gauntlet, Infinity
Yeah,
Gauntlet, and it was all
kind of
like
true. Yeah,
Fox, Marvel. It's so funny.
yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? It's interesting that they have the Fox properties. We've speculated on many podcasts of what they may or may not do owning the properties that they have. But if you
Hmm.
think about the position they are strategically for that universe and cinematic universe that they're rolling out with Marvel, they're actually they're ahead of the game. They locked in Spider-Man rights because obviously you got the standalone. Now that they
Yeah.
locked down Fox, that means they got the rights back to Fantastic Four and the X-Men. So obviously the X-Men's coming to an end with Fox. You know what they could do movie wise. I don't think
Hopefully an
there's.
end forever.
Yeah, exactly.
I
But you
love
know
X Men,
what?
but I'm done.
You love X Men, but now that Marvel has the franchise again, you never know what's gonna come. You never know what's gonna
Yeah,
come
another
next.
reboot.
Yeah, Jesus. But at least it'll hopefully be worth it.
Logan
So,
2.0.
oh man, I
Dark
was so
Avengers.
upset about that. Wolverine is one of my favorite comic book
I'm done with
characters.
them though.
I know you don't like Hugh Jackman. The guy fucking
I'm
looks like
just
a spitting
done with it in
image.
general. It's like,
I
holy
know.
crap.
But I mean, I even have one of his books, one of his comics, trade paperback in the bedroom. I read it inside and out. One, just it's like three books in one. But my whole thing was that storyline was Death of Wolverine. It's like the beginning of the Death of Wolverine comics. So like in the comics, Wolverine is dead and gone. That's it.
Yep.
So for them to jump so far down the timeline, it upset me actually because I like the character. That is a good book, but honestly, I just didn't like that they would do that. I mean, maybe because I want to always see Wolverine, but you never know.
Yeah, I hear you.
You know. So for the earnings for Disney, they're up. They're doing
Yeah.
good. Like you said, it's something
Surprise,
like
surprise.
6 billion or whatever.
Fix and change, yeah. So either way, their change would be our, like I said, life changing amount of money. But either way, they're killing it. We know it. Like
It's
they can make
absolutely.
anything.
They could.
Everything's just pouring in money. Marvel's big right now. They just meaning just in general, superheroes in general. The movies are big.
Yeah.
Kind of
Uh.
sucks sometimes because I like to watch different types of movies. I always tell you, I'm not always a fan of having to see.
Yeah.
But I had an argument with somebody at work. One of the women I work with was arguing, saying she's a DC fan, and I'm like, how can you even? I agree with you when I looked at cartoons and comics, but Jesus Christ,
Hmm.
you're gonna actually argue that as far as movies go?
No fucking way.
So let them fucking do it. I
No.
guess they could try, but I'll just laugh. I'm like, all right,
Yeah. All
like
right.
I don't
Take it
need
as
to
you
see Infinity War. I'm like, all right, go see the Flash, and then let me know how it goes. Go see Aquaman,
Oh yeah, that's right.
Khal Drogo. Jesus
Maybe maybe our viewers could or listeners can tell us in the comments if they want us to review one of those shitty DC movies. It'll probably just be funny in the end because I
Ugh.
highly doubt it's gonna be good. But you know what? For the stance that Disney's in, you know they do own production companies. Most people get confused and they think like Disney. They think Disney characters like animation.
Yeah, yeah.
But Disney's got a
Now it's a
lot of
brand. Now
production
Disney's a
companies.
brand. I think they own Pixar, don't they too?
Oh yeah, they
Yeah,
got
that's what I
a
mean.
lot of
They got like
shit under their
everything.
belt.
It's like all the just the immensity of the actual brand itself. It's so much more than simply like your old school videos of Beauty and the Beast and like the Little Mermaid you might be thinking in the back of your head. They're a brand.
Right.
They're expanding like their reach into all facets of movie, everything though.
Yeah.
Now it's
They're
television
on
like they're
television. I think they have a stake in
was it
Hulu.
Lucasfilms too? If I remember correctly.
Lucasfilms, I think they
I
got
think
bought
so
out by
too. So
Disney
it's like,
also.
yeah, so they're
And
getting, so they got Star Wars
that's
money
what I'm
coming in
saying.
too.
And I think they got a stake in Hulu now. So they're gonna have streaming. It's like they're a
Yeah,
fucking
it's a
conglomerate.
wrap.
They're going in. So that's interesting. It was good to add that to the list because you know, it was interesting how this came out right after Infinity War and but it didn't include it. So I'm kind of curious to
Doesn't
see
have
what
to.
their earnings is going to be
Yeah,
after this because it's
a
like
lot.
top grossing movie of all time. All right, so we'll leave that at that. Moving on to a great topic. I'm so happy that this hit the list. Luke Cage season 2 announcement on Netflix. It has a June 22nd release, which is actually one. I mean, they have Jessica Jones that's out right now, and
Mm.
pardon me, guys, I did not catch up yet on. I think it's season 3 or 2. I don't even really
I
know.
don't watch any of them.
Oh, you
The
should
shock and
listen.
the horror out of our fans here. I don't watch a single Netflix one. I told you.
Oh
Get
my
halfway
god.
through Punisher, and I'm like, nah.
Yeah, the beginning
Honestly,
of Punisher's a little
I'm
drawn out, but that's a
so
fucking brutal series, man.
I'm just so like I told you, there's so much like Marvel. There's so much fucking superhero things.
Hmm.
Like I can't spend all of it. Something like I told you, I like to watch different genres. I
Exactly.
can't just keep watching the same things over and over. Not that, like I said, anybody that listens or watches and they love it, of course, by all means. Just for me, it's like I need a little. I need a downtime from it.
Actually, I totally agree. Actually, you know what? I do watch a whole range of different shit. It's just lately we've been trying to keep up with the news, and it's been very superhero heavy. Actually, the last couple of podcasts.
No, no, yeah, I
But
agree.
this actually, I like Luke Cage. I like the Netflix series. I like the soundtrack. Everything about it I think the actor, I forget his name, he speaks volumes in that role. There was like, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Out of the Defenders series, I think Iron Fist was the weakest. I think that was a poor character adaptation to the comic, obviously. I didn't see Jessica Jones. You know, it's on my to-do list, but I'm watching so much other shit right now. You know, I got what my girl wants to watch, and I got what I want to watch. I'm actually trying to catch up on movies myself. I still wanted to watch The Commuter. Haven't gotten to that yet. You know, so I got a movie backlog to go with it, but that gives me some time, June 22nd, to catch up on Luke Cage. It looked good. They're sticking very close to the comics, is also why I like it. So the next villain is fuck, what was his name? They all snakes. They're all snakes. Like the one guy was Cottonmouth from the last season, and then this guy's fuck. Why can't I think of the name? It's on the tip of my tongue. It'll come to me. But you know, it's they didn't really give a lot of information on how he's going to be portrayed because there's a lot of different versions of him
Yeah.
in the comic. But it looks interesting at the very least. So I'm happy to hear that Luke Cage got another season, especially because last year they were talking like that's it. It was done. There was going to be the Defenders, and that was it for Luke Cage. At the end of Defenders, you know, you don't know what's going on with Daredevil, so obviously that's going to be a later series that's going to get released. But you should finish The Punisher and give everybody your thoughts on it because honestly, that was a
Yeah.
brutal fucking
It was good
series.
when I watched the beginning. I know it's a slow start, but
Oh,
and
it's
the only reason
real
I did it is
slow.
because I wanted to watch it in 4K. I
Yeah,
was like, oh, I want
yeah.
to see 4K, but then like I said, like just like
He
there's so many. Like I would have to catch up on that. Jessica Jones, like you said, Luke Cage, like Daredevil. I never watched any of them.
well,
Like
that's
I
the
just
thing.
couldn't. I was never, and not gonna lie to the people that listen and watch. Like I don't. I was never big into all the Netflix shows. Like Stranger Things was one of them, but I
Hmm.
never got like sucked into all these like the Netflix shows, so I never really gave a shit. Like even House of Cards, which I'm sure people would think is
Oh my god,
blasphemy.
that's a great
I
fucking
just never
series.
got into them all. I'm still like at heart, I love HBO. So Game
Yeah,
of
I
Thrones,
mean, I can
Westworld
understand that.
now, Silicon Valley,
Yeah.
everything from that standpoint. I'm a huge HBO fan. That tends to be where I find like if something's on, I will always air towards HBO. That's just me. Not
I
that
could
any of
hear
these
that.
aren't good. Honestly, I haven't given enough credit. That's on me.
Yeah, so I
I haven't
mean,
given them a shot.
once you actually sit and watch The Punisher, you're gonna say wow, because you know what, it
Yeah.
does pick up around the third episode. I want to say that was good, but there is a couple Netflix series I could think of right off the top of my dome. Narcos was good. You know, that's with Pablo Escobar. They're supposed to do another season of that sometime. I don't know.
Yeah, you were talking about that, I think.
Yeah, and then the Money Heist we had spoke about. There's a couple series. I would have to go into more in depth and look on my actual Netflix to see what I've been watching. But for Luke Cage season two, it looks great, especially for the trailer that I saw. It looks awesome. He's back in Harlem. So we're gonna see the Harlem hero do his thing again. And us being from New York and being on the best podcast in New York,
Cast in New York.
gotta plug that in real quick. I guess it resonates a little bit more with me. I mean, the whole series, the Defenders,
Oh, you grew up in
Daredevil.
Harlem, right?
Oh yeah, I used to live up the street. No, obviously not. But you know, him being from New York, I like those New York superheroes. Maybe because that's where we're from. So I guess I have a different view on it. But you know, to me, I think it's great that he got another season, and I love the soundtrack. So if you do go to watch The Punisher because that's a great series, but then
Yeah.
check out Luke Cage. I guarantee you're gonna like the soundtrack also. All right, so moving on to the stupidest fucking topic to ever hit the podcast.
Yeah, we'll do it quick.
Bill and
Go ahead. I already
Ted's
started thinking about
Excellent Adventure Part 3. I can't believe I just fucking said that, honestly.
it. Is Keanu Reeves in it?
Yeah. And the
I know.
dude
It's
that
a
played
joke.
fucking Bill.
It's incredible.
Wait, was
The
he Bill
reboot.
or was he Ted? No, I was
Yeah,
right. It
no,
was Bill, right?
yeah.
All right. All right, all right. No, honestly, they're both coming back for this fucking reboot. And if you think about it, it's like they're older. They were in like high school or junior high school doing that fucking thing with Mozart and the fucking
Yeah.
in the
It's
cafeteria of the mall. Like, you know what I mean? It's like it doesn't really. I don't know how they're gonna do that.
resonate anymore.
No,
I think it's gonna be awful. I
it's
mean,
gonna be
I'd probably laugh because
terrible.
see if Keanu Reeves is still like that type of an actor. Because now we've seen him in The Matrix and John Wick
Oh my
and all
god, I
these
love John
movies where we're
Wick.
just Point Break. Even if you go back obviously
Oh
further,
yeah, wow,
but you
yeah.
don't look at him as being like this fucking tool bag trying to be funny. Could work though. I
Yeah,
don't know.
I
Like I'd have to
mean,
see. But again, that's not a movie I'm spending $15 to go see. I'll tell you
oh,
that right now.
absolutely not. Not even if it was on. I
I'm
don't even know
not.
if I would watch it on TV. To be honest.
I don't know. Commercials, I might only get through like a third of it.
It's kind of funny, like, kind of makes you think, like, do you think, like, the fucking producers of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure Part 3 were like, oh, look at that, a Karate Kid, if they could do it, we could do it, you know?
Ugh.
Oh my god, get the
I told you
fuck
too.
out of
My
here with that shit.
brother-in-law is loving that, by the way. The Karate
What?
Kid. I'm like, yeah, he was talking
I don't
about
even
it
think a
yesterday. How much he
fucking.
loved.
Oh my
Fuck
god.
out of here. Is his name Johnny, the guy that runs the Cobra Kai?
Yeah.
He's
He's
like
one of the
laughing
tool
because the
bags from
guy
the
was like,
first movie, yeah.
because he has a one-liner, and a girl comes into the dojo, and he's like, "No women in the dojo," and she's like, "Why not?" He's like, "It's like the Marines. There's no point." Or some like ridiculous line. My brother-in-law thought was like hilarious. I'm like, "That's fucking stupid,
Yeah,
man."
it's retarded. I honestly, I don't even think
It's
any. It's not even on
Ralph
Netflix.
Macchio.
You know that? It's
Well,
supposed to. I thought it was a fucking movie. Okay, here's a quick update
it's not. It's
for
a
our
show.
viewers. Yeah, it's not a movie. It's a fucking show. It is not on Netflix. It's not on cable. It didn't even make it to fucking cable. It's on YouTube. So pretty much, it's like if me and Dan decided to do our own version of the Karate Kid, that's what it is. It's on YouTube, for
It's
real.
incredible.
Like, get the fuck out of here. I don't. I don't even want to get into it, but let's hope there's a little bit more production going on for Bill and Ted's Excellent
It's
Adventure. I mean, it's not like it was a bad movie, the
no, it's just
first
time.
one,
It's
but
over. It's like
that's
I
like
told
the
you. It's all this reboots.
'80s.
They wait too long. Super
Yeah.
Troopers, Dumb and Dumber. They wait so long for movies that were good. They were the originals are good, but they wait so long, and then you're now. I'm just like whatever. I probably, like
Exactly.
I said, it's something I'd giggle at if it was ever on like fucking Stars in the next like 4 years. I'd probably watch for a half a minute, but other than
Yeah,
that, it ain't
exactly.
happening.
Just to see how stupid it might be. I mean, it's like they're all older now. I don't know. It doesn't really make sense in my eyes, but who the fuck knows? And that's another thing, guys. You know, you guys come to us for our movie reviews and also the gaming section, but like these people are taking your fucking money. So just be cautious on what you're gonna go and spend money on. You know, I mean, if it's on Netflix, like whatever, $8. I mean, with fucking Cobra Kai, that's on YouTube. You get it for fucking free. Thank God. No one's gonna pay for that catastrophe anyway. But you know, it just goes to show you, don't give them your fucking money, please. I'm begging you. We are begging you here at the Assassin
Don't
Cast.
do it.
Don't give them your fucking money.
You're making them make more.
And it's not even like I hate Keanu Reeves. I love him as fucking John Wick. That was a great role that he did. He played it phenomenal. Both movies were fucking fantastic. But now it's like Bill and Ted? Like what? They're running out of John Wick ideas? Come on, man. That's fucking crazy. All right, let's just get off the topic before we
Yep.
destroy the original movie in our fucking vast glory. All right, so for the last topic, well, I feel like we went through those pretty fast, but not really. We're on time. The last topic on the list for the movies for this week of May 7th is Solo, a Star Wars story. We're going to give our thoughts on the idea and relevance of the saga. Um, in the saga, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. So I feel like the idea of a Han Solo backstory or like a prequel to the movies, I guess it could be cool in
Mhm.
theory. I mean, you get to see it because I mean, no spoilers. I mean, obviously, if you haven't seen The Last Jedi or was it Rogue One?
Well, the Rogue One and the last, yeah, the Force Awakens, the
Yeah.
Last
Oh no, The
Jedi.
Force Awakens. The Force Awakens. You know, that's the end of Han Solo, and that's all I'm gonna say for the people that may have not seen it, which is probably retarded if you haven't seen it. But
And it's not really a spoiler. It's your own fault.
it's your own fault. So, you know, Han Solo is dead now in the timeline of the actual saga of Star Wars. So, people love the character. It kind of makes sense to give a backstory on him. I get it.
Too little, too late, in my opinion.
I agree. Like, they should have done that in the 70s to give some more depth to the character before they released the first 2 or 3 episodes. You know, I mean, to
It's
me,
just
that would make more sense. Um,
They lost me on it.
yeah, I
And I'm
don't
a Star
know.
Wars fan. I'm a Star Wars fan. I can't handle that. Like, come on. Like, I get it. Like you said, it's absolutely right. It's a cool premise. I
Hmm.
like the idea of seeing it, but it was also like the Rogue One. Like, it's just this random fucking byproduct in between. And what's so funny is the one that everybody always asks for, they don't show, is in between 3 and 4. What Vader did. That's the one people always want to see
Yeah,
because he had to go out and find every single Jedi and kill them.
right, right,
Every
right.
single one. So he went through the universe killing every single one, except obviously Yoda. But
Mm.
like that was
Well, he
something
went into
people always
hiding. Yeah,
asked for, even before they made 1, 2, and 3 like remade with fucking Jar Jar Binks.
yeah.
People wanted that and they didn't do it. I mean, I feel like they're just again, it's like another one of those movies where they're just trying to follow the coattail. Like it'll get money, it'll make money, and honestly, I bet you it's actually pretty good. But
I
I'm
bet
just
you it
again,
is too.
it's
It's not
another
like,
movie where I'm just like, holy shit!
that's
Like
another Disney fucking
they're
movie
just
right
trying to.
there. They got the
They did the
money.
same. That they did the same thing with what's it called with Rogue One. So they released the
Right.
Force Awakens, and then the next year they release um what's it called? I'm sorry, they did the Force Awakens, then Rogue One, then the Last Jedi, now Solo, and another third one. It's like, what are you doing? We get a backstory in Yoda next. The guy's like 800 years old. The movie would be like,
Yeah, like
9 hours
fucking.
long. Casablanca. Like, what the fuck?
Exactly, and they would have to speed through it. I
Like I
mean,
said, I don't doubt it's gonna be good, but still, I don't know.
I
I guess
feel
I'm a
like
little jaded.
you got the hardcore fans that are gonna love this shit to the death. Anything Star Wars, they're all over it. Merchandise, DVDs, they'll be at the movies, they'll be cosplaying that shit at Comic Con. They will be all about that shit. I guarantee it.
Yeah,
And I'm
I
not
hope
saying
so.
that that's a bad thing. I'm not
It'll make
saying
us
that
money.
giving the guy a backstory is bad either. That's great, but Harrison Ford, he's old, man. It's not like he's gonna be the one playing Han Solo. They're
He
gonna
was
have
even
a
bad in the
younger.
last one, in my opinion.
You think he did bad? I think he did all
Yeah,
right, actually. I
I
think
thought it
it
was
was
just. I thought they were pushing it.
they were definitely pushing
Like
it,
doing.
but I feel
Honestly, he was
like,
pushing it in the Crystal Skull, Indiana Jones,
well, that's
and
what
that
I
was
wanted
10
to
years ago.
say. You took the
So
words right
I
out of my
knew he was
mouth.
pushing it then, and he's fucking doing it now. He's trying to do this one 10 years later. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, but
That's
that's what
just
I
me.
wanted to say. Like in the Crystal
Let them all
Skull, he
die.
was just not there. He didn't want to do it.
No,
I mean, for Star Wars, I feel like he actually tried. That's the only way I could put
no,
it.
I
Like
don't doubt he did. I don't
he
doubt
put
his
in work, I feel like,
ability.
but I don't know. To me, I feel like, okay, you kill off a character, but now you feel obligated to give him a backstory, to give everyone some more Han Solo to get it off your
The
case. Like,
name alone will get people to go. That's what you were like you were saying.
exactly. It's like, come on, everybody. I mean, anybody's gonna want to know the backstory of how he gets the Millennium Falcon and all this shit. I get it, but to me, I just think that it's gonna
Sorry about that.
be. No, it's all right. No problem. Bless you. I just think that in the whole scope of the story of Star Wars, I mean, we're talking that this is a big saga. Let's say it's
Yeah.
like 6 or 7 movies or nine, actually. I think it's
Nine. The
nine.
being nine, being Rogue One is 10, and Han
Yeah.
Solo is 11. If you counted them all in the same thing.
Oh, really? So, like, okay, now you're talking 11 movies deep, right? The story has done a complete fucking circle. Okay?
Yep.
So now I get it. It doesn't make sense in the saga, so there is no relevance, really, because now we're at the end of the story, or for what we think is the end at the moment. But, I mean, to give them a backstory, I guess it has its good and its bad. So I think that's where I'm going to leave it on that. I don't know about you. I feel like
Eh,
I can't really call it. I don't know if it's going to be a bad thing. I don't know if it's going to be a good thing.
yeah.
I don't know
As
if I
far as the
agree with
movie
it.
itself, and even outside of that, not even thinking of how the actual movie will be. I just think again, just another fucking part where they're just bleeding it. They want a little bit more. They want to,
Exactly.
it's like,
I
come
mean,
on,
it
like
feels like a cop out, like I just said before. Like it feels like you killed him off, so now people are probably angry about it, so they want
people love
fucking.
his backstory. I'm sure more than listeners and people can leave stuff that they fucking know more of the backstory than anything. But it's still like, come on, like enough of these. I'm just every single time. It's like every year. It's like just
Yeah,
let it die.
just
Honestly, I
let
said
it
the same
go.
thing. I was a big fan of the book The Hobbit, but that was the same thing to me. Lord of the Rings was good. Leave it at that. Oh nope, sorry, I gotta make a 3-part fucking saga of The Hobbit.
Right.
It's like little things like that, like just get me pissed off.
I can't believe
I'm just like, what are you doing?
exactly.
You know?
So
But
I guess I don't even think there's a trailer yet.
Yeah,
Is
there were.
there? There is?
Yeah,
I didn't even get
yeah.
to see the trailer, so maybe we'll
No,
get
it's just
back on
you
an
fucking
update.
streamed Infinity War and didn't, like a man, go to the movie theater. If you went to the movie theater, you would have been able to fucking see all the goddamn trailers.
That's right. I mean, hey, you went without me. But don't worry.
Yeah,
We're
right,
going
I
to be
did.
going. Oh, matter of fact, since we're coming to the end of the movie topics, me and Dan are going to see Deadpool 2. We're going this Saturday. So, this upcoming weekend, we will give you our review on Deadpool 2. We don't know if it's going to be spoiler heavy because honestly, now that I think about it, I went to promote our Infinity War review and I kind of felt bad for the people that didn't see it. So that video didn't do as well because I didn't promote it as hard as all the other videos. But I kind of like, I felt bad. I didn't want to ruin that 10-year movie for somebody, you know what I mean? But
Well,
Deadpool 2,
fucking click on the video.
exactly. But some people don't fucking read and sometimes
Well,
they
then
don't
that's
listen.
not our, that's not my fault. That's not your fault.
All
That's
right,
their fault for being dumb. So
PR
I'll say it.
department right here. This guy.
PR right here, and I'll tell you the same for Deadpool. When I put fucking Sunday and it listed there and it says talking about Deadpool, and you haven't seen the movie, don't fucking click it.
That's
If you
right.
click it, then I'm sorry. You deserve to know everything that happens.
All right, fuck it. Fine. You get our
That's how I.
full unfucking censored review like everything else we do
Yep.
on Deadpool 2. That is coming next week. So that wraps it up for the movie portion of the Assassin Cast for the week of May 7th. So now for our moviegoers, our new fans, because there are a lot of you lately, catch us next week. We're actually running behind. We're sorry. We had some technical difficulties over the weekend. So
Yeah, but you also like they should get it. You had Mother's Day and stuff. It
yeah.
happens.
Oh yeah. Matter of fact,
Hate to tell you guys, if you don't know that you have to spend time with your mother instead of running a podcast, then
that's
fuck
right.
you.
That's right.
Because you
Exactly.
should know.
Exactly. That's a big fuck you. And then you know what? Happy Mother's Day, mom and moms. You know,
Yeah, I was like, yeah. I
Lord
also
only
have a
knows.
mother.
Yeah.
I wasn't born like fucking Jesus. The Immaculate Conception.
Let's hope not. All right. So happy Mother's Day to our mothers and all the moms out there that watch the podcast. You know, it's
All
a
three of you.
beautiful thing for you guys. Yeah, all three of you. All right. Moving on. Welcome to the gaming side. Yeah, 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 yeah. All right. So this is a great fucking topic. I'm so happy this hit the list. All right. FTC comes down on Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo for their bullshit warranty stickers void if removed.
Oh, I
Oh, this
fucking
brings
hate
a
'em.
fucking smile to my face. You want to take it off? I'll let you take it off first, and then
I just laugh, dude, because I see something like that. It reminds me of like, don't remove the tag off your mattress, because if
Mm-hmm.
you fucking do it, you're going to prison. You know how many times people try to fucking tell me that? Same thing as like, oh, you can't sit too close to the TV, you'll go blind. Fuck
Oh
yourself.
man, I
I'll
used to
sit as
hate when my
close as I
uncle said
want, and
that
I'll be
shit.
fine. But
Man,
now it's just funny because it shows that they're not allowed to do it. It's fucking illegal.
it's illegal.
If they're
Now,
worried you're trying to fucking dock the gaming system, I get it. But then, come on.
no.
Like nobody, I hate to tell you, like if you fuck around with like a $600-700 a console to try and
Hmm.
like be able to do what you want with it to fuck with it, your warranty's gone the second you decided to do that. So that's on you. But
Absolutely.
don't tell me if this sticker peels off in the humidity of my home or like the tag of it's up that I no
Right.
longer get my money. Fuck yourself.
See, now this is what's funny, right? So now they made this illegal because they said that you can't have a warranty on something. Like it's like you're buying this property, it's yours.
Yep.
So if you want to take it to a repair center and repair it instead of buying a new one or waiting 4 to 6 weeks or 3 months, sometimes even a year
Yeah.
to get back your Xbox One, are you gonna fucking do that or your PlayStation? Come on. That's bullshit. There's guys like my dad who run an electronics business that they're losing money because they don't get those coming in
Yep.
for a repair because magically if that sticker is removed, guess what? You're fucked. So if it breaks, you send it to a repair center to get it fixed. They can't do anything. Now you want to get your warranty to just send it back to the company. You weren't able to do that. They were like, "Go fuck yourself. You opened our shit." Now let's keep it real here, right? You might not even need to use your warranty. Chances are. What's kind of funny is we were talking, me and Dan, on the train about my PlayStation 2. I just soft modded it. So I'm able to do a whole bunch of different things, play backups and yada yada, use a hard drive, whatever. So what's crazy about that is my dad changed the power supply in that. I got it for free in a lot. And when I opened it for the first time about 2 months ago since it's been created. So
Hmm.
let's see, like the PS2 came out, I want to say somewhere in the 2000s, right?
Yeah, early 2000s.
2001,
I was thinking. Yeah,
yeah,
probably around there is a good guess.
something like
Right around
that.
the original Xbox, I think was, I believe, like 2002.
Yeah,
Right around
so
there
oh
too. So
01, oh
yeah, yeah, right around
02.
there.
So I opened it for the first time in 18 years to change the power supply. Okay? So chances are these
Yeah, well,
systems are
yeah.
going to last way longer than before you could even get your warranty. So if something happens, I want to say like 99% of people are going to send it
I
back.
don't think it was more for like a fuck. I really don't think it was for like a repair.
No, it
I
was for
really believe it's
modders.
modding. Yep, I
Yeah,
guarantee it.
it
Yeah.
was for people that wanted to chip their shit, and then if they brick their system, they're gonna want to
Fuck.
send it back in. But guess what? Even if they did and they saw that you tampered with it,
You're
they're
not getting
gonna
your warranty
know.
anyway. You're gonna avoid it.
Exactly, they're
It's
gonna
the risk
know.
you take. I agree. Like
But
they
like,
shouldn't have to do that, but the sticker itself shouldn't hold this magical value.
exactly, and like
You're gonna know when I fucked with it. Like it doesn't matter. Like
once the
they would know
technician
right away.
sees inside
Yeah.
and sees the solder and the wires that
Like
aren't supposed to
which
be
numbnuts
there,
use the screwdriver?
yeah.
I
But
never
like,
touched it.
let's an example, right? So say you got the new Xbox One X, right? And you had it for a couple months, and I don't know, you got a lot of dust in your house, and it gets really dusty in there. I don't really see a spot on the Xbox One X where you could just stick a compressor or an air can in there to clean the
Nope.
dust out. You would have to open it up, clean out the components to extend the life of the Xbox One. That's what it is. So, like for a normal, ordinary person, they're not able to do that. They fuck this shit up. They take it back. That system either gets sent back to the factory or gets destroyed. So that's one less system that's out there for everybody. So for the fact that they were doing this illegal shit, they deserved everything that was fucking coming to them from the FTC.
Yep.
I'm so happy that this happened. You know what? It doesn't only drive small business like repair shops, people that are qualified to fix it, but you're scared. Oh no, I'm scared. I'm going to lose my warranty. It's like that's going to be a fucking thing of the
Often
past.
used. They all know too. You give a warranty for below expected life, expectancy. So
Exactly.
if I think the thing's gonna last 5 years and giving you a 5 year warranty, they give me a
Yeah.
two.
They give you a
So I'm not an
2
idiot.
or
They do the math.
3. Yeah.
What are the odds of out of X amount of these that somebody, you know what I mean? Like they're
Yeah.
not idiots. It's business.
And they don't account for
Now you gotta be looking to
collectors.
see if there's any dust.
Yeah, I mean they don't account for collectors anyway because it's like
Mm.
a collector is gonna always, have their system forever. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it's
So
true.
at one point, or another, they're gonna open it and clean it, and it's just like it helps the little guy. I want to
Yep.
say,
Well, if they
at the
don't care
end of
about
the
that, come
day,
on.
they don't, and that's
Of course
why
not. We
there's a
know
big
that.
fuck you.
Yeah.
Thank you
Well,
FTC for fucking doing that shit. So this is a good thing. So for our viewers that's strictly on the gaming side, this is a very good thing. You are now able to take your shit to a repair center and get that shit fixed by somebody local. Drum up business in your area, support your community. It's fucking great. I love it.
Jesus Christ.
It pissed me off for
You're standing
years. This
on a
fucking
chair or a
war. You
soapbox.
know what? I when I opened that PS2, a little thing inside of me said, "Oh shit, you don't want to open that sticker." And then I was like, "Wait a minute, this is fucking 20 years later, and I fucking
Yeah,
opened the
I'm gonna
shit."
go
Like,
ahead.
you
Let me
know, like,
just. I'll just break the news to you now, buddy. You didn't have a warranty on that
yeah,
either.
exactly. For what
Yeah.
the fuck did I care? But that's the thing. They engraved it in us
Yeah.
that is not allowed. You
Yep.
know what I mean? So fuck them, honestly. Let's move on from this. All right. So let's talk Everspace on the Xbox One X and their release of downloadable content, which is a 4K patch. What's your thoughts
Looks
on
pretty
that?
ridiculous.
It looks fucking awesome. Oh my god.
Games like that always come out really good, though. You know what I mean? Like
It's
that's why I told. That's where
amazing.
the 4K really shines.
That is
I'm more
definitely
pumped for.
where it
I
is.
want to see some of the sports games.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I want. I'm excited to see Madden in 4K. I really, really am. But games like that, because again, a lot of the racing games look great. And then Everspace, just the
Oh
backdraft.
yeah.
Because that's a game where, like I told you, you see the difference in the cinematic versus the gameplay,
Right,
and usually there's a very big difference.
right,
Like
right.
obviously the cinematic looks phenomenal, then you get into the gameplay, it still looks great, but you can see the little parts that are still. It's obviously a video game. You see something
Absolutely.
like that, and I'm just flying a ship, or like I told you, racing a car, and
Hmm.
you start seeing the backdrops. They're incredible.
Yeah. I
That's
mean,
what.
even like
Yeah.
it makes me think of Forza. Forza looks like
Yes,
you're
that was
fucking.
the one. That's the number one rated Xbox One X game
Oh
based on.
hell yeah! It looks like
Yeah.
you're just outside or on the
Yep.
highway or something. It's amazing. But Everspace, it looks incredible. It's like the detail of the spaceship, space itself,
Yep.
planets. I mean, I can't. There's not much more you could say. That patch did that shit justice.
Yep.
It really did. And what was funny was when I put this on the topic list, I'm like, wait a second, this game's been out for a while.
Yeah, it has.
But the 4K patch came out, and it's like a different fucking game
Yep.
altogether. I don't know. Is that exclusive? Is that just on the Xbox? Do you
As far
know?
as is it on the PS4 or the Xbox, I'm not
Yeah.
100%. I want to say no because there really aren't that many games that are Xbox like only.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? We have some, but there's not. It's not like PS4
Right. Right.
or PlayStation for that matter. PlayStation has a lot of games that
That are exclusive.
because
Yeah.
Sony was out before Xbox, Microsoft started creating games, so they took a lot of like monopolies on games. Like I told you, why I
Yeah. I
was so
mean, they
excited for
probably have.
Kingdom Hearts.
Right.
Like Kingdom Hearts, usually games like SquareSoft is very hard. They very rare do they have games that cross both,
Hmm.
and obviously the show. There's a couple of games that they don't release, but I'm
Right.
not
Right.
100% sure. So I want to say no. I really want to say that it's probably available on both
I could have
because it's very rare,
sworn. I
but it
mean,
could be. It could, you know.
I could have sworn that it
Because I don't.
was.
I always tell you I don't hear much about the PlayStation Pro. I don't hear much about
You know
like the
what?
One X. You hear a lot about the One X, dude. Like I never hear much about the. Maybe it's because I'm not actively searching for it
Right.
as
Right.
much as not, you know. But still,
Actually, I just heard something about the Pro, matter of fact, and it was talking about the Xbox One X is more powerful, meaning that like I forget what game they were talking about. I just saw this. I think it was this morning. They were talking about how the checkerboard upscaling to 4K, it like in certain situations with like deep blacks, you could see the difference. Like the native 4K is a whole lot different than the checkerboard 4K.
yeah,
So yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what game they were speaking on, but like the deep dark colors, better.
no. But it's all right. Just keep
Sorry.
going.
So like the deep colors are the ones that get affected. So like on the native 4K on the Xbox One X, you'll see deeper blacks and deeper grays. The checkerboard can't handle some of that shit. So I saw that. So it actually made me think like, why get the Pro if it's gonna be like that? You know, but it's not the same for everything because God of War looks amazing. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I agree. I saw
So
that,
I
and like
can't really.
that's. But again, there's another one for people that you know. That's another PlayStation. So
Right.
it's a solo game. I can't
That's
play
an
that on my Xbox
exclusive.
One, which sucks. Yeah, that's the word I kept searching for in my brain. But yeah, exclusive.
Yeah.
I don't have that. That's why I said PlayStation has a lot. Sony has a lot of games that they or companies. I'm assuming that they play games that they don't really do that many. But
Right,
you'd have to
right.
look at the like Xbox. I'm trying to think. I can't think of. There's got to be something in my top of my brain, like Halo. Like was
Yeah.
always only
That
on
was an
Xbox,
exclusive.
obviously. But there
Actually,
wasn't.
I
You know,
think
that was
this is
just in
on
the
both.
original.
Now that I pulled up the I think this
It
is
wouldn't
actually
surprise
on
me. I
both.
told you.
Yeah. So, I mean, it looks incredible. So for our guys, our viewers that are watching or listening,
Check it
you
out.
should check it out. Yeah. It looks awesome. You know, especially if you have a 4K TV, pull YouTube up on it and really look at it. It looks fucking incredible. It's kind of like Red Dead Redemption we were talking last week. That looks
Yeah, we were
incredible
saying,
too.
yeah.
You know, we're getting at this
All the
point
things
where
that
it's
said.
that
I told
cinematic
you.
finally caught up to gameplay. That's what you were
Yep.
saying, you know. So that's what's good. Um, so yeah, I mean, that's really all I have to say about it. You should check it out. That patch was released, so at the time you're listening to this, it is available. So if you have Everspace, you should probably check out that downloadable content.
Let us know.
Yeah, let us know. I would really love to know how it is. And moving on to this, I have to pull it up. All right. Finally, our questions are answered on Nintendo's Virtual Console for the Switch. We are going to explain and discuss it. You could take it off from here, Dan, while I pull
Well,
this up.
first and foremost, at least they finally released what they're doing. They
Right.
want you to be able to have like their Nintendo Cloud, so to speak, so we have the availability of our content to be saved. I guess would be the best way of putting it. Otherwise,
Hmm.
not just on the console itself, where you're playing all your. You have to have a memory stick and deal with all that old school bullshit. But just in case you were worried, you get to pay for it.
Right,
Yay!
right. So now this
It's the
service is
same as
going to
we.
be
I think PlayStation's the only one that doesn't. Right? Like you don't
um
PlayStation. You don't have to pay for the internet. Like we have Xbox Live. Like you gotta.
you have
It's
to
fucking
play it for
stupid.
PlayStation Plus. I know
Yeah,
that.
but
I
not
don't
the
know if that's
original.
a requirement on
I
the
don't think it is. I'm
PS4.
99% sure it's not.
I'm not sure either. I know on my PS3 I have free internet, but for PlayStation
So,
Plus you
fuck
have to
you.
pay for a year. Okay,
Oh,
so
fuck them.
let me speak on this. All right. So now it's launching in September. Details about the feature will be available before the paid service launches. All right. It's going to be a subscription based. I think it's $20
Of
for the
course.
year. Yeah. Okay. All right. So it's $20 for the year. It gives you access to the smartphone app, which is currently free. Makes no fucking sense.
Thanks.
All right, you get the 20 NES games you probably bought 16 times already on the Wii, Wii U, and now your Switch. So you're getting those 20 games again that you probably purchased in the past. That kind of pissed me off. All right. Um, but the only benefit about these NES games is now you have online capabilities on an NES game, which is fucking cool. So like if we both
Yeah, I
had
give
a
you that.
Switch and we wanted to play Super Mario Brothers together, like I could be Mario, you could be Luigi, or vice versa, and we could fucking play on an.
Yeah, like fuck
It's
you
like an.
making me
All
Luigi
right,
for.
you could be Mario, I could be Luigi, and we could be fucking playing.
Just saying. Everybody
Oh,
all
you're
knows fuck
tall and
Luigi.
lanky. What the fuck?
Because
You
it makes
lanky
more sense.
motherfucker, you Luigi. Shit. That's why it just fit perfect. I'm just kidding.
He always reminded me of a toad.
Oh, thanks. A little toad. All right. So, moving on. Hold on.
That's
Not
cool.
with the topics. Go
No, no,
more
yeah.
into here. All right. So it sounds like it's gonna be robust, is what they say. All right. You finally get your online play, and it's added to the classics, which is pretty amazing. All right, so this is the list of the NES games that are in the lineup. All right, you're getting Ice Climber, Legend of Zelda, Balloon Fight, Soccer, which is a black box game, Tennis, Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers. So you're getting the arcade version of Mario Brothers, and you're also getting Super Mario Brothers. Then you're also getting Dr. Mario, Super Mario Bros. 3, and Donkey Kong. I think there's more. Didn't they say 20? Oh, I guess this is what's coming out now. There's going to be 20 in total. Yeah. They're going to reveal. Oh, I started right there. Reveal 10 more after this. And
Told you it
details.
catches me because the nostalgia.
Right.
They get a lot of people. That's why
They're
I'll
going to get
always
people
love
all
Nintendo.
day.
Nintendo can't keep up with my like. I've told you, I've always been an Xbox fan. I know you like. You've always leaned towards PlayStation, but fucking Nintendo will always have a place for me.
Oh,
And
yeah,
it's
me
just
too.
not the same type of
Absolutely.
system. It's just for me, it's something like you said. It's something that I would joke around on. Like I'm like, oh man, let's go play Super Mario Kart and fucking laugh or so. You know what I mean? Like I'm not. It's not the type of game where I just want to chill though. If I want to just play, most likely I'm not playing the Switch. I'm chilling on my Xbox.
Right, right, right.
That's how I play.
So, I mean, I'm with you there 100%. You know, I got a great NES collection. I have all the classics on my phone. You know what I mean? I play
Yeah,
it all the
I have
time.
seen them.
You know, so it's like, to me,
He
it
plays him on a
makes
cracked
sense.
screen, ladies and gentlemen, too. So look, he gets real old school with that shit.
All right, listen, fucking cabinet maker by trade. My shit is destroyed. We know this, but I gotta get my
Yes.
NES games in
I
on the
don't know what
train.
that has to do with him dropping it down the flight of stairs while drunk, but I get it. The man fucking is a carpenter by trade,
That's right.
and he
That's
wants you
right.
more to think about the fact that he hammered it by accident.
Yeah, I might have dropped it in the shop and ran it through the table, so you never fucking know, you know? All right, so real quick before we go get off track too much more. Okay, so they're saying it's gonna launch in September.
Cool,
Um,
cool.
Okay, so paying for an online Switch subscription will also let you take multiplayer games like Splatoon 2, ARMS, and Mario Kart 8 online. Until the service launches, you can play those games online for free. Great. All right, so the service will cost $4 for 1 month, $8 for 3 months, or $20 for the full year, which we said, right? I mean, anybody's going to get the full year membership.
Sure. Yeah.
All right, allowing up to 8 family accounts, which means maybe if you pool in with your buddies, you can all have online for $3
Yeah.
for
I
the
mean, goal
year.
is what?
Yeah,
80, 60.
we don't really know how that works. But okay, so online features including Nintendo eShop, friend registration and management, the sharing of screenshots over social networks, Nintendo Switch parental controls, system and software updates, and Nintendo Switch news will not be affected by the launch of the Nintendo Switch online paid service, the company said. So that's what they said. All right, they're giving you a cloud backup. So I don't need to see this anymore. They're giving you a cloud backup, which makes a lot of sense. And I'm going to tell you why right now. All right. One of the reasons why I don't have a Nintendo Switch right now is because it's very underpowered. Okay. Ben Heck, who's on YouTube, I'm name dropping right now, but you should check out his video of the teardown of the Nintendo Switch. He's a smart guy. Once he pulled that thing apart and started really talking about the CPU and the GPU, it's capable to be up there with the Xbox One and the PS4, but not the Pro. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not at the
Yeah.
Pro or the Xbox One X level. It's up there, but it's very underpowered. So we already know this. And the space of limitations that you have for saving is very minuscule. So it's like having a cloud backup means you're able to save your save game to the cloud and be able to put the game on your SD card or whatever internal
Yeah.
memory it has. I don't even really know. I should get more in
It's
tune
not
with it,
much.
which is not much. I mean, a lot of these games are 12, 10, 11, 20 gigs of memory for a
No, it
game.
goes quick.
Yeah, so it's like, a lot of people aren't able to have a save game if you're downloading a game like Doom or Zelda from the eShop. You're putting that directly onto your card, and now you need that space to be able to save the game, to be able to have the game. You don't have the space to be able to save your gameplay, which is bullshit. I know you don't like me bringing it up, but Wolfenstein, they say
Oh,
on the actual box they say on the actual box that you require a certain amount of space to be able to have the game. So even in the cartridge, you have to have extra space on your fucking SD card to be able to have that game. So it
yeah.
just goes to show you that the cloud backup is a very smart idea. I don't know what Nintendo's thinking to, be able to provide people with a cloud service. There's got to be millions of Switch owners, and there's a lot of data to be able to have to back up. They're probably going to have servers
Yeah.
out the ass at the headquarters or
We'll have to
whatever.
see. Yeah.
So
How
we're
they
gonna
gonna
have to
handle it?
see. I mean, when I was talking to my friend Irene about it from Isha Gaming, she said, let's see what happens." At least they gave us something. But that was the thing. People have been trying to force their hand and give them all kinds of shit about getting an online service. That now you got a halfly done, half-ass online service.
Yeah, that's what you always worry about with them too,
You know,
because
that's
they'll rush it.
that's the
They'll rush it to
fate.
meet expectations.
Right. It's the fate of modern gaming. Everybody wants their shit and they want it now. And guess what? You get a broken game or you get a half-assed fucking online service. It could be anything. This happens all the time. That's why they release 1,000 patches to be able to get the fucking game to work in the first place. So it just goes to show you. So now that is the information. Kind of has been stretched over a couple podcasts now. So we finally got the answer for you guys. Um, I would leave a link, but you know what? Google it. Don't take my word for it. Do your research. You invested in the Switch. Let's see if it was worth it. And if you guys want to, get at me on the comments, go for it. I would love to know. Me and Dan, we're not on the Switch level yet.
Send it to the PR director.
Yeah, send it to the VR. This guy over here, he'll fucking take care of it. All right, so moving on. Oh, so that's it for the Switch. Moving on. Crash Bandicoot N Sane trilogy. Now, I love the series. The release date has been moved up from July 10th to June 29th. So they pushed the release earlier, which very rarely happens in
Yeah,
gaming.
we'll see what that's gonna do.
Yeah, I mean,
That
maybe it
scares me.
just
I'm already cautious.
it might just be what we just were talking about 2 seconds ago.
Exactly. Yep. That's why it almost leads right into it because that's all it could take.
Exactly. So what's cool is this is for the other platforms. Obviously, it's already on PS4. It's included the Switch also, which is cool. So now you're gonna have that on the go and the Xbox One. So now you're able to have your 4K Xbox One X with a little Crash Bandicoot. Can't go wrong with that, man.
Wow.
Can't. So
I haven't played that in a long time.
yeah. What are your
That
thoughts on
series.
this? And then I want to throw a little curveball at you. So what are your thoughts on it?
Well, it's to me, it's another re-release of just another fucking game. Like I say to
Mm.
you, I enjoyed Crash Bandicoot when I played it back in the day, but when I until I saw your topic, I haven't. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't thought about the game. Like
Oh
I've
yeah.
been like, oh man, I can't wait to get it for. I had never thought of it.
Yeah.
Like I
Exactly.
never. So when I saw it, I was like, ah, it's kind of cool.
I mean, I have the
But again,
originals.
it's not something I'm gonna run out.
You know,
Of course you do.
of course, I have the originals sitting over there, and honestly, it's cool to see a remaster. It's cool to get Crash back into it because that was like the face of Sony, which kind of like irritates me that it's on the other systems. I'm not gonna hate for it to be on other platforms.
So
Everybody should
look how rare
experience
it
it.
was for it to come into us, though. See, now they're gonna
Exactly.
drop it for Xbox. Now Xbox only been out for 16 years, so
Yeah. Well, I guess it took
think
long
about it.
enough.
That's what I mean. I tell you, Sony has a lot of monopolies on games.
That's right. And you know what? The idea of having it on the go with Nintendo Switch is pretty
That's
fucking
pretty cool.
cool. Yeah,
That's what I like more.
that is pretty
Hence why
cool.
I'm contemplating more and more about getting a Switch.
You know what? I've been thinking about
I
it
was playing it
too.
this weekend and I liked it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
what are your thoughts on it before we go more into this
I
topic?
like it. I do. I just like I said, it's a different type of system. I just have. I this to me, it's just a goofy system that I would play.
I
It's not
think it's
something that I
good
would.
for what
I
we
think
do.
Zelda will still be good. There's certain games on it that I would play as if I had them on my regular console. But I get more and more like when you start talking about the cloud, and I get to hear more about you can play this game and this game on it. Then I kind of like it.
Yeah.
But I told you I'm an emulator fan. You know that. Like
Hmm.
put it in my like DS. Like this type of shit I love.
Yeah.
How long will it
Absolutely.
last? I don't know. So is it? I have to think logically. Is it worth for me to spend the $400-500 on the Switch for something that I might get a kick out of
Right.
for like 6 months and then
See,
be
like
like,
it
meh?
makes more sense
Because
that
I've
if
done that before.
like
I've
if
done
you
that a
got
lot
it,
with the
like I don't mean to cut you off. It makes more sense like
Oh,
if you got it and I got it, then it makes a lot of sense because then when we're on the train, we could be fucking around playing on the train,
yeah.
or even like when you get off the train to transfer, we'll still be playing and fucking
You're
doing
still
our thing.
taking dragon punches to the face
Yeah,
without meaning
exactly.
to
A little
send you.
Street
No, I know
Fighter
that's the cool
action.
part when you do it like that.
So it makes sense all around. I mean, but that's the thing. Like, I'm not a complete believer. I'm getting there, so we'll
Same.
see in time. Because, like I said,
Yep.
it's underpowered. It's not like a console replacement. I don't feel that. I don't
No,
feel like that.
that's what I was getting at too. It's
It's
just kind
it's
of like
good for on the go
it's
and
just
for
something
the
different.
yeah and
I
for the
like it on the big
exclusives.
screen too. Like if it had an online gaming and you can play people from home too, that's kind of cool. Like
Right.
I'd be down for that. Like I'd be down to, but again, like you said, it's not gonna like all of a sudden that's it. Like I don't play any Microsoft Xbox anymore. It goes to the side, and all I do is play the Switch. I don't personally see myself doing
I
that.
don't think that's
I
gonna
see that
happen.
as more of like what you do when you're like because you play more than one game at once. I personally
Mm,
can't. Like I hyper focus a game till I finish it.
right. Right.
But that's my thing would be the same way. That means I
Exactly.
wouldn't like I'd buy like a Zelda on that, wouldn't be able to stop till I finish it. Then I
Right.
might be like, I'm gonna start playing. Like it doesn't mean I can't have Mario Kart or something mixed in, but
Exactly. Yeah.
it
So.
looks like a good console. Like I said, so I'm excited to see more. Like I'm excited to see Nintendo pull it up a little. I don't think I
Yeah.
told you it'll never be one of the two-headed beasts, but still,
Exactly.
the nostalgia alone, as for me personally, will always sell me on that. I'll always go for it just for that.
I totally agree, and now to get this Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, the
Yeah,
remaster,
it
that's
could
a
be a
big
cool game
deal
on
for
that.
them.
Yeah,
That's a big deal for Nintendo. So that's my thoughts on it. The curveball I was gonna hit you with is now Activision is behind the release,
really
and I didn't know that. And honestly, it wasn't until
interesting.
I put this on the topic list that I figured this out. Now, Naughty Dog that makes Uncharted. They're
Hmm.
known for Uncharted
Yeah,
now, but back in our day, that's where we got our Crash Bandicoot from. and I don't remember who else. I think, oh no, that was Eidos that made Tomb Raider, but
Tomb Raider was, yeah, that's the other one. Yeah.
they had some other properties also. But to hear that Activision is the one that released this is very interesting. Like
Yeah.
that kind of makes me realize that maybe that's why it's coming to the other platforms because
'Cause
it's a
Activision
different.
runs on all platforms
Right,
too.
right. So you can
Yeah.
get your Call
No,
of
that's
Duty on
interesting.
PS4 and you can get
Yeah.
your Call of Duty
Oh, dude,
on
on
fucking
Xbox. Why
Xbox.
wouldn't? I think some games it makes sense. Sometimes it's just they're sneaky and it's
You
good.
know, like I'm
I've been,
pretty sure that Uncharted is still a PlayStation exclusive. Like
yeah,
I
I don't
don't
think I
think
have
that's
that on
on the
mine.
Xbox. So it's interesting. Maybe they sold the rights to a classic. That's unbelievable to think
Just
that.
to see what it does.
Yeah, like that's
There's
unbelievable
always a
to
method
sell the
behind
rights
that
to a
madness.
classic. I don't even know. I mean, and what's even crazier is we talked about the Spyro remaster, and that's also getting produced by Activision as well.
Yeah, remastered it big. It's like a
Wow.
reboot in the movie field.
I guess so. I guess it works both ways,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
and we
Um,
vibe.
yeah. So that's the end of the topics for May 7th. Do you want to do the extra one real quick? I want to get
Sure,
it
the one
off
with
the.
the little gaming console that I'll play on my house, which I
Yeah.
kind of don't
Let's
look
just
into.
get it out of the way. We won't talk about the Monster Hunter topic. We'll leave that for next week because that's not time sensitive. But this is like old news now, right? So, real quick, guys, we don't mean to drag it out. We're going to just speak on it really fast. SNK, they revealed their new product, which is the Neo Geo Mini Arcade. There was pictures, and what are your thoughts on the release, real quick?
Thought this looked cool. I didn't know it was an actual game. I thought it was something I put on my shelf. Like I
Right.
remember when I used to put quarters on the top and whoop people's head. Then I see it. I'm like, I actually could play games on it.
Yeah, so
But
like
again,
what's interesting is you
it's
can
something
get a
that'll be cool for a little
controller.
bit.
So let's tell them about it. It's like a little arcade box. It looks like one of those little mini arcades. And it
Yep.
has like I want to say like 40 Neo Geo games in there, which is pretty big to be able to get those. Those are expensive. Neo Geo
Yeah.
collectors that collect for the MVS and the arcade boards, they're fucking expensive.
Hell
So
yeah, they are.
for SNK to release something for somebody to be able to play those games on their TV in high def, and it's obviously shelf candy because it looks like
Yeah.
a mini arcade, but
Well,
it's
that's why I said. Yeah, I thought it
functional.
was.
That's what I'm saying. I thought it was bullshit too, but then when I heard about it, I was like, wow, it's actually functional. You can hook it up to the TV. You can get a
Yeah.
controller. They have like a black and a white, so you have a choice. And I don't know if there's. I'm pretty sure there's two players on it too, so you can play two
It's gotta
player.
be. That's why I said it looks pretty cool. Like
Yeah.
at first I saw you send that, I'm like, this guy's a dick. And then I read it, I'm like, oh, and
Yeah.
sent it to me. I'm that guy. Like I can always get like you can grab me if I said from childhood games, and I'm that sucker. Same
Exactly.
way as we tease people, why the fuck are you going to see Han Solo? Little do
Mm.
I know, like the guy lost his virginity watching fucking Return of the Jedi, so now he
Right.
has to see Han Solo. That's how I get with my fucking
Yeah,
like
with the
Nintendo
with the
shit.
games
So
and shit. I mean,
people
but
are listening, like, why the fuck does this guy even want it? It's because it's
it
nostalgia,
honestly
man.
it makes a lot of sense. And I'm
Yep.
telling you this from being a collector. I would not touch anything Neo Geo with a fucking 10-foot pole because it's fucking expensive. I don't have
Yeah.
money like that. Some of these shit's going for like 10, 15 grand. I don't got bread like that to be able to dump onto the game. So this is a great
I mean, crying out loud,
alternative.
the guy doesn't even have curtains on the window behind him.
That's
Why the
right.
fuck?
Well, that's like the spare room back there.
I'm only teasing, man.
No, and there is curtains back there. So anyway, fucking, it's worth it. It's worth it, I think, 100%. I mean, as for the leak, it got leaked, but it got leaked for a good reason. They want to
Yep.
get a hype about it. We
Again,
have,
yeah, it makes sense.
that's what we can really say about it. I mean, we don't have the link to be able to show you guys in general, but if you look it up, you'll get to see more in depth on it. So it's 40 Neo Geo games. You're able to get a controller, and it's like a mini arcade. So it's shelf candy, but it's functional shelf candy. That's the only
Yep.
way I could put it. And
Yep.
for the price, I think they said it was like around $80. I want to say.
That's not bad for what
Yeah,
it could. That's one game
that's
on
eighty
your Pro.
dollars is
Yeah.
barely even a fucking dent in one of the Neo Geo games. So you're getting
No, no, I meant like for
way
an
more.
Xbox game or
Oh
something
yeah,
like that.
absolutely.
Whereas
As opposed to an Xbox game, it's like one game. So it's worth it. You're getting 40 expensive ass titles from an SNK. Like this is a licensed product. So you can't go wrong. It's like the Nintendo Mini, but this is Neo Geo. This is a whole
Yeah.
nother level of gaming right here. You get that arcade experience in your living room. Can't fucking go wrong. So speaking of news, um, so we got E3 coming. I think in June, it's coming. So we're gonna cover some of the things that they're gonna be talking about, some announcements. Obviously, we're not gonna be there. Then wouldn't expect it. But as we get towards the summer months, we got stuff to look forward to. We got Long Island Retro Gaming coming. That's coming in August.
August.
I'm trying to think what else. The podcast movement. Me and Dan aren't sure. We haven't made an official announcement if we're gonna go down there yet. But that's gonna be in Philadelphia, and it's good to network because we got. Oh shit! Got to tell everybody we are featured on top 25 podcasts you need to hear. So make sure you read that article. Also,
After you listen.
after you listen. Um, it's a great article that we got included on. I also had one of
Yeah.
my articles
Props to the guy.
released. Yeah, props to him. It's
You
John
know his name.
Greenstein. Thank you,
Yeah,
John.
props, man.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it, dude.
And he actually got me in with their website to be able to produce some articles that I have backlogged. So I got my Women in Gaming article also put out on their website, and that's Women in Gaming. It's my interview with Irene from Isha Gaming. We were talking about her before. So that's Assassin Cast #1, believe it or not. So I
Amazing.
actually had to release
This is
that.
before I was even thought of,
Yeah, it
people.
was before
You
Dan
didn't have
even
the
was a
color. You didn't
thought.
have a color commentator then.
That's right.
Only analyst.
You know what? Maybe for our 15th or 20th episode, we'll get her back on and we'll do an interview together with her. It'd be funny. Or just to
Why
have
not?
her on, just to say what's up. So, you know what? It's actually good stuff. That article, I put a lot of work in, and I'm happy that it's out. I'm happy that she's happy. So
I
go and
bet.
check it out. It's good stuff. Is there any other news I'm missing here?
No way,
Shit,
man.
I
Just
should have.
finished Witcher 3, so now I can try to find my next thing. So that's what
Right,
I'm on to.
right. That's great. I didn't know you
It took me
finished it.
too long. I go if I had a week off of work, I would have been able to do it.
Oh yeah, of
Oh
course.
yeah, the
Those
commute
games
and stuff.
run
It's
way
tough for
too
me. I don't have
long.
the time I used to have when I was a fucking bum as a kid.
Right.
Ah, the good old days of summer, no school and no work. Life was
Exactly.
simpler then.
Way simpler. You take that shit for granted when you get old. I've been making some strides in Revelations, but I'm getting close to the end. But I realized that it's a lot deeper than I thought because in the normal trilogy, you're just based around Ezio and then Desmond, who's in the chair. It's like you do a couple things with him, but it's really focused around Ezio. But this game is both, and I
Yeah.
figured it out. It was like first person last night. I'm like walking around like the animus like in a first person view. I was like, what the fuck is going on? This is weird because I kept getting all these orbs that you collect through the map, and
Yeah.
then it was like it unlocks missions for Desmond, who's in the chair. So it's weird in the story how it goes, but then I realized that that's another half of the game that I haven't even
Yeah.
started yet.
Touched yet.
But I've made a decision. I'm gonna put Duke Nukem in tonight. If we weren't gonna do the podcast, it was gonna
Play
go
like
in
9
tonight.
games at once. Like,
No, I only do
tell this
2.
guy he needs to hyper focus, people.
Right.
He can't control himself when he goes to a retro store, and he can't stop playing 30 games at once.
I know. Oh,
It's
speaking of
incredible.
picking up, I completed my Assassin's Creed set for the PlayStation 3, matter of fact.
Don't you now complete one of the boxes of the game, please? Thank you.
Yeah, well, I mean, once I get through Revelations, then I move on to Assassin's Creed #3, and then Black Flag, and then what else is over there? I can't even see. I know Rogue is up there, which is a really tough game to find. We'll do a PS3 collecting segment next topic because I was talking with somebody about it. Rogue is really hard to find, and I got a clean ass copy of it, so I was happy with that. But I think that's about it. So I'm Jeremy Malspina. It's my good old friend and co-host Dan McCarthy. Signing out.
Peace out, bitches.
Peace, bitches.